Words appear, 2012 Paul G. Hearne Leadership Award winner Amber Smock. Next, city scenes, a skyscraper, traffic congestion below an elevated train.
Chicago is what inspires me, because Chicago has a long history of really oppressing people with disabilities, and in response, people with disabilities have won incredibly stunning victories against the system.
A young woman with long auburn hair enters the Access Living building.
Sometimes you need to negotiate softly with people, and sometimes you have to hit them with a 2x4. But what I'm trying to do is to get people to think about how they can be that 2x4.
Amber has a deep commitment to the cross-disability philosophy of our movement. She's a woman who experiences hearing loss, and yet she's every bit as vocal on issues related to people in institutions as she is to issues that affect her personally.
Mark Bristow, President and CEO, Access Living. Amber, the Director of Advocacy.
I cut my teeth in organizing through the fight to shut down institutions. This is Somerset Place. It's an institute for mental disease that was closed down a couple of years ago. So imagine living in this place and being warehoused just because you have a disability. I mean, a lot of times this is the only place where they'll be allowed to get out of the building.
Boarded up windows.
This is not community living. What we want to see is people being supported to live in their own communities.
Independent living means being able to do the kinds of things that most non-disabled people take for granted. Housing is the cornerstone of independent living, because if you're forced into an institution or a nursing home, you don't get to make those choices. The work that Amber's doing is about reclaiming and restoring the dignity that has been denied to people with disabilities for far too long. She's comfortable in the streets, but she's also talking to those who are making those decisions.
Lawrence Carter Long, National Council on Disability.
I go to Springfield as part of my job because it's really important that people with disabilities be at the table when power decisions are made that affect our future.
She scales a grand set of steps to a columned building.
Fellow citizens of Illinois, I'm here today to report to
with a man in a suit.
I'm the Director of Advocacy for Access Living, and I just wanted to let you know face-to-face dialogue is one of the most powerful tools for social change. One of the most important things that I do is look for legislators, and sometimes that means tracking them down through the Capitol.
The vote was to approve closure conditional on them building a private facility.
Amber's really good at pushing the envelope to the max, but then also knowing when she's got a good deal and when to close the deal.
Women with disabilities, we're seeing a lot of news stories about violence against women with disabilities. We had to take action. And so we formed a group called Feminist Response to Disability Activism, FREEDA for short. And we took it to the national level. We pressured the American Medical Association because they would not oppose brutal medical intervention on a disabled girl known as Ashley X.
There was a little girl in the state of Washington. Ashley X is her name. Doctors were instructed to remove her uterus, her appendix, her still-forming breast, then treat her with high doses of estrogen to stunt her growth.
A crowd with posters.
I'm Amber, and I'm from FREEDA. And right now what's happening is we've been protesting for about almost 40 minutes. At first we're trying to make an attempt to enter the AMA headquarters to talk about, ethics for people with disabilities. This is a very exciting day for disability rights in America.
A poster. Accommodations, not operations or pills.
Just being there and bringing people together. That's what my work is about. AAPD has a long history of bringing people together and trying to consolidate the various areas of advocacy that our community is engaging in towards the ultimate goal of inclusion and access. And that parallels the work that I'm trying to do in Illinois. So I think that joining forces, what we can do is spur the community to greater mobilization and greater change.
Near a brick building with signage, Access Living, Amber peers over a railing at Chicago's cityscape.